Hello, and welcome to
Papi Approved Movies.
My name is Papi.
And I'm Natalie.
In our podcast, we will review and critique my favorite PG-13 movies.
Movies that I wasn't allowed to watch until I turned 13.
Every week, Nellie and I will watch a new PG-13 movie.
And I'll see if Papi's movies live up to the hype.
Which, of course, they will.
Today we're going to be watching Sahara.
Before we begin, there will be spoilers. If you haven't seen the movie and don't want it to be spoiled,
Press pause and come back when you're finished. Now, Papi, tell me the deets on this movie.
Okay. Sahara came out in 1996 with a runtime of 2 hours and 4 minutes. It's streaming on Showtime.
Showtime!
Showtime. It was written by Thomas Dean Donnelly, Joshua Oppenheimer, and it's based on the novel by Clive Cussler. It was directed by Breck Eisner. The main stars are Matthew McConaughey, Penelope Cruz, and Steve Zahn. Fun facts: the book series this movie is based on is one of your Theo Esel's favorite book series.
It's a book series?
Yeah, I also like them. I read most of every one of the books by Dirk Pitt, so I was a big fan of it.
Is the book series called Sahara?
Not the book series. The book series is, the Dirk Pitt Chronicles or whatever.
Okay.
But one of the books is called Sahara, yeah. So what do you think, Nat?
I thought it was very average movie.
Average, huh?
I didn't really think that it was... I wasn't interested at all, and I don't really know what was going on. I know there was a lot of contagion, but the one thing that didn't make me happy about this movie was that I liked the character. He was really funny.
Which character?
The blonde guy.
Oh, the main character?
No.
Oh, his friend?
Yeah.
Yeah, Al.
Al. I really liked his character because I just thought he was really funny. So that's what made me most happy about this movie.
Steve Zahn, who's the person who plays Al, is a real funny actor. He's in a movie called Reality Bites, which we're going to watch later.
Uh-huh.
Then he's also in Out of Sight. In Out of Sight, which we tried to watch. Unfortunately, we didn't know it was rated R until we started it. He's hilarious in that. Steve Zahn's funny. That character is really, really funny.
Yeah, so I thought his character was really funny, and I feel like he added a lot. Without him, I think I would have hated this movie.
Oh my goodness. What do you give it?
I give it a 2.5 stars.
2.5 stars? You really didn't like it?
Nah.
Oh my gosh, we're in doldrums here. Last week 2 stars, this week 2.5 stars?
It's the same rating as Fifth Element, and I feel like that's accurate. Like, I feel like I would watch them the same amount, and I would entertain the same amount.
I think at the end of the day, Theo Esel is going to be so disappointed that you hate every movie that he loves beyond measure. Like, you're like, Theo Esel likes this movie? 2.5 stars. Thank you. I don't even need to watch the rest.
Mic drop.
There you go. All right. I'm a little sad. I thought watching it again, I liked it a lot. I think Matthew McConaughey, super handsome guy, right? Super cool, buff guy. The main character, Dirk Pitt. He's really likable. Al's really funny. Dr. Ava's really cool. I thought it was a good movie overall. It had good action.
I felt kind of bored when they were just kind of like walking through dirt.
But it was
and
funny.
Sand.
They were walking. Yeah, okay. All right.
They were just walking, and I was there.
Okay.
I was there for it.
You were there for it. Maybe you were sleeping. We have to figure out when to show you these movies because it looks like you don't have the stamina to watch them after school on a Friday night.
2.5 hours.
2 hours and 4 minutes.
2 hours, and it felt like 2.5 hours. I'll tell you that much.
Oh my gosh! And actually, I thought it went really fast. To be honest, when it was over 2 hours, I was like, "Really? It's over 2 hours? I didn't know."
I was like, I'm looking at my watch.
Yeah, great. What you should always do is do pantomimes of things that you're doing, so that way our podcast listeners can see them. Yes.
Yeah. During the show, I was. It's still going.
Yeah.
Why don't we get into the recap?
Okay. We begin the movie in Virginia, 1865. And a Civil War ship named the ironclad CSS Texas leaves the battlefield, escaping cannon fire, and is never seen nor heard from of again. We fast forward to the present day and we see Dirk Pitt's office filled with memorabilia and tons of information about the CSS Texas. His life mission is to find the Texas, We learn he and his friend are retired naval officers and now work for NUMA, National Underwater Marine Agency, a company that's privately funded to find ancient treasures.
Numa is such like a good sounding abbreviation. Huh?
Yeah, NUMA. Sounds good. Yeah, I think so.
It sounds very real. I would be convinced if someone's like, I work at Numa. I'd be like, that's cool. I don't know what that is, but that's cool.
Yeah, I want to work there when I grow up. Sure, yeah. In Nigeria, Dr. Eva Rojas and Dr. Frank Harper, World Health Organization agents, visited a local man who was dying from a mysterious ailment.
Contagion.
Eva has seen the same ailment before and thinks the outbreak originated in Mali. She wants to go to Mali to investigate, but Mali is in a civil war and the WHO will not send her there. As she leaves, she's attacked and robbed of her evidence.
So was she like previously in Mali? Like how does she assume?
I think they found people who had that disease that were in Mali.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, oh, where did you guys come from? We came from Mali, and then they had that disease. Anyway, so she's robbed of her evidence. She's almost killed when Dirk comes out of the water and saves her. The biggest thing that your mom hated about this movie is that every time Dr. Eva Rojas investigated anybody, she never had a mask on. So every time she like, where's her mask? How is she walking around without, like, hello, COVID? Like, this is killing people. And you're like, I'm not even going to wear a mask. And you know why she's not wearing a mask, right?
Because they want to show her face.
Of course. She has a beautiful face, right? Penelope Cruz is gorgeous. And so they're like, no, don't cover her face with a mask. That's too realistic. Let her bring in anything that could be contagion and kill her immediately. Like, what? How does that make sense?
That's nonsense. And she's like a main character. You can't just kill her off.
And she's a doctor, right?
She's smarter than that, obviously.
Obviously, yeah. So that's the one thing that mom kept saying. Why? Where's her mask?
And it's true.
That is true. Well, back then, I think people didn't even think about it like they do now.
Well, doctors would think about it.
Yeah, I mean, those doctors, especially those doctors, right? They would
even when you think of like a stock image, even before COVID, you think of them wearing like a little mask.
I don't know. You know what you think about when COVID first started? They didn't have a little mask. They had all those suits on, right? Those hazmat suits.
Yeah.
So she's walking over there and no mask, just chilling out with her hair up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's funny. It bothered mom. She liked the movie.
No goggles. Because she didn't have glasses, right?
No, I don't think so.
No goggles, no nothing, no
she
mask.
She was getting it, they're
half
breathing
the
on
time
her.
she wasn't even wearing gloves.
Yeah, there were some times where she had gloves on, but not all.
Sometimes, like occasionally, she'd be like, I feel like wearing gloves today.
And she would touch them. I'm like, hello, they're dying from something. Like, what are you doing breathing their air?
And it's a contagious disease that many are dying from.
Right. Later, Ava wakes up on a boat and she meets Al, who asked her for some tools, Rudy, the tech guy, and Admiral Sandecker, the leader of Numa.
Sandecker is such a fisherman's like boat.
Sandecker, yeah, sure.
What am I thinking? Captain, a captain's name.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm Sandecker and I own this deck.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Then we see Dirk come out of the water with an ancient sarcophagus of King Bettine.
Where they're like National Geographic equivalent.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, that's what they do, right? They're privately funded by people to find treasures and then bring them up so that way they can be in museums and things like that. That's what Numa does.
Woo! I want to work at Numa when I grow up.
Numa, yes. Later, Dirk follows a lead on a possible finding of the CSS Texas. He goes to a shady contact who has a coin that was on board the ship the night that it disappeared. The coin was found in Mali. Dirk asks the admiral for the use of his yacht to go to Mali, and the admiral begrudgingly agrees. He doesn't want to
Yeah.
Pretty nice yacht he ended up taking.
I don't know what I didn't know. I thought yacht were like party boats, but like it looked smaller when I saw it.
Yeah, it was a big boat. It wasn't small. I mean, it didn't fit.
No, because it had an inside thing, but like.
Did it downstairs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I was like, that doesn't look like a yacht in my mind.
Yeah.
In TV shows, I feel like yachts are always like super big.
Huge yachts.
With like rooms and stuff.
At the museum where King Bettine is being shown, the Admiral introduces Ava to Yves Massard, the private benefactor of their expedition. Ava asks for his help to get her team to Mali to investigate the source of the outbreak. Yves says he's going to make some calls. The next morning, Al, Dirk, and Rudy go to the yacht for their mission, and they find Ava and Hopper waiting for them. The Admiral told them that the team would take them to Mali And he didn't even tell the team, right? They didn't even know when they got there. So the group travels up the Niger River.
You're taking my yacht, you're taking these randos.
Yeah, I know. The group travels up the Niger River, and Ava and Dirk have chemistry. Dirk tells her about the CSS Texas, and Al says it's crazy to think the Texas could make it across the Atlantic and end up in Africa.
Yeah, that is very strange to think about.
We see Eve's meet up with General Kazim, the main warlord in Mali. They are obviously working together. Eve tells him about Ava and Hopper, and Kazim needs to get his outbreak under control. Kazim fires back that it's both their faults, so they're the reason that the outbreak is happening. Eve, the person that she ends up talking to. A little bit convenient, right?
Yeah.
The group gets to Mali and go their separate ways. Dirk's lead is a dead end, and he goes into a mosque to ask an imam for help. In the mosque's record room, they find another lead and off they go. As they cruise up the river, the police stop them and ask about Dr. Ava. Dirk makes his escape, and shootout ensues.
What do you mean ask them? They were like, wee-you.
Well, they did. They were like, hi, is Dr. Ava there? And
oh, yeah.
they were looking for her. That's how he finds out that they're looking for her. Al, Rudy, and Dirk finally escape, but not before destroying the Admiral's yacht. They send Rudy back home to ask for help, and they go to find Ava to warn her that people are looking for her. They do the Panama. Did you like the Panama? Where they blew up their ship and then blew up the two boats next to them?
Yeah.
That was pretty exciting.
A lot of
Off.
explosions.
That's funny because Rudy didn't want to jump off, and then I think Dirk pushed him off, right? Like he grabbed them, and they both flew. That was a cool scene, man.
I feel bad for Rudy.
Yeah, he was out of his element.
Yeah. He was just there, and then they gave him a gun and everything.
Yeah, but he did good. He went home. Remember, he hid inside the goats.
Yeah, he hid with the goats.
He hid with the goats and got across the border to get home.
Good job, Rudy.
Rudy was
proud of you.
And you know, Rudy's from The Office, right? That's Dwight.
Oh!
Yeah, Dwight from The Office. At the epidemic site, everything is dead. Hopper and Ava start to investigate the cause. Ava goes down the well to get a water sample when Hopper and her team are attacked by Kazim and his henchmen. She stays at the bottom of the well to hide. Kazim kills Hopper and then leaves his henchmen to destroy any evidence. Al and Dirk come just in time before Ava is discovered inside the well.
We were talking about suspenseful scenes in the last episode because we did James Bond.
We did not do James Bond. We did Mission Impossible.
We did Mission Impossible.
Uh-huh.
And that scene was not suspenseful to me. But her trying to hide the glow stick, I was like, ah!
It's true because the guy's going to look at the bottom of the well and it's dark at the bottom, but she had a glow stick at the bottom. So she was like, I thought I would put it under my pants kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then you might be able to see it through the pants.
Yeah.
So it was a good idea to put it inside the
Also,
dirt.
isn't that so funny that she had a little glow stick and you would think she'd have a high-tech flashlight or something.
No, that's how cave dwellers, they use glow sticks all the time.
Really?
Yeah, real strong ones, and then they throw it down and it illuminates the whole area.
Oh, I just figured that they would have little lights or flashlights.
And a callback to episode 1, Ocean's 11. Do you remember how they went down the elevator shaft?
No.
They broke glow sticks and they dropped them on the floor.
How do they just have glow sticks lying?
You can at the dollar store, bro. You can buy at the dollar store. They're not like trade secrets. They're not like plutonium.
Really? I think that they are very high tech.
No, they're found everywhere. They're found everywhere. You can get them anywhere you want. Anyway, so they take care of the henchmen, and then the three of them drive away. The team leaves, and they're surrounded by a group of revolutionaries called the Tuaregs. Dirk surrenders, and they go peacefully with their leader, Modibo, to their village. There, Ava checks on the sick. The village is also infested. Ava tests the water sample she got from the well, and realizes that the water is tainted. The water is the reason people are dying.
Contagion.
Yeah. So now she can take off her mask. Not any other time before.
Well, this whole time they've been drinking their own water, right?
Have you seen them drink any water at all?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. I was like, it's in the water. I'm like, are they going to die?
Yeah, I mean, I think they bring their own water kind of thing.
Yeah, but you would think, when they were at that town, that they probably would have just, gotten a cup of water or something.
Yeah, if they were thirsty, yeah.
Really quickly. They wouldn't go into their water supply stash. Because, if there's water there, you would just drink that water.
I think you'd buy, a bottled water, though. It's like when we go anywhere. We end up buying bottled water everywhere we go.
That's true. Yeah. You don't just, get a glass of water.
That's true. All right, in the village, Dirk asks Modibo for his help against Kazim, but Modibo refuses to risk his people. Al finds a cave drawing of the CSS Texas next to a building structure. Dirk realizes that the Texas is probably in the desert. That area 150 years ago had water, and now the water is below ground. They figure if they find the Texas...
And that turned into sand?
What dried up?
Oh.
And do you remember what he said it was the reason? Climate change. He brought it up. This movie is 20 years old and we're still having the same conversation. Climate change. And nobody recycles. 150 years ago, that land was water. Now it's below ground. They figure if they find the Texas...
What do you mean no one recycles? Our school has a recycling team.
Oh, is that right?
They come in every day at Flex.
Energy and Sustainability Team?
Energy and Sustainability Club.
Yeah, and you're a part of it, right? Because you want to make a difference. All right. The team goes out to find the Texas. Instead, they find a solar energy plant. They sneak on a train to enter the plant. There they find a huge vault where they are storing toxic waste materials underground using Tuareg slaves. That is how the toxins are entering the water source. Then they're captured by Eves, who happens to be the one that runs the facility. Eves holds Eva hostage, and Al and Dirk are sent to Kazim handcuffed to the back of a truck.
I hate Eve's name.
Eves, yeah.
It's with like a Y.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Eves.
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 Eves. And Uvain.
What was that from?
Stardust.
Oh my gosh. All these movies are getting stuck in my brain.
You should just go watch them all. Now that you're here, go listen to them.
Well, you're watching Mission Impossible again, right? Tomorrow, so it should be good for you. They escape, but have to carry the bed of the truck through the sand. Luckily, they find a crashed airplane with a toolbox. They free themselves and fix the plane. And they windsurf it through the desert and eventually back to the Tuareg village. Did you like that part? That part was silly. Oh my gosh, Natalie,
it almost felt like it looked kind of like a video game. Like that's like an abandoned structure you would see in like Zelda.
And then you make it work, and then you use it like a windsurfer.
Yeah, of course, that's an obvious next step.
The two are connected.
When they were like, we're not gonna be able to fix it, I assumed that like the next scene they'd have like a perfectly running plane because that's just how movies work.
Yeah, I thought so too. Modibo let Dirk borrow Kazim's stolen car for his plan to get into the facility. It works, but they find that the facility is deserted. They go to the vault with the toxins and find that all the Tuareg slaves are locked inside. They realize that Eves is about to blow the facility up to cover up his tracks. Al goes and finds the bomb, and Dirk goes after Eves and Ava. Dirk gets to the helicopter and frees Ava, but Eves flies away. He tries to detonate the bomb, but by that time, Al has already dismantled it. Dirk, Al, and Eva flee from the facility in Kazim's car. Then Kazim chases them down in a helicopter. They use the explosives they got from the bomb at the facility to create a smokescreen and fortuitously uncover the CSS Texas. They actually find it. Finally, they find it, huh?
I'm shocked they found it, though.
Yeah, of course. Deus Ex Machina, right? Right? It just happens to be there. It's going to be what saves them at the end, right?
Yeah.
They go inside trying to escape the helicopter's guns. Unfortunately, the helicopter is using armor-piercing rounds and the bullets are going through the ship.
I know. It took me a second because I was like, they're like, it's metal, nothing can go through. And then like something goes through, I'm like, huh? Yeah. What's going on?
Right. Dirk uses the cannon on the ship and they shoot down Kazim. The Tuareg people come out and Kazim's army surrenders.
Yay.
Dirk and Al retrieve the CSS Texas, but leave all the treasures that was inside to the Tuareg people. In the last scene, we see Dirk and Ava diving off on the beach in Monterrey. They frolic in the ocean and then kiss. The end. That beach looked nice. You wanted to go to that beach in Monterrey?
It was all right.
It was all right. All right. Natalie, I thought this movie was pretty action-packed. You thought it was boring. I'm crazy.
I liked Al.
All right, so we're going to watch Papi approved movies where all we watch is love movies and silly high school movies for Natalie to go, I love it, Dad. It's so great.
Well, you're talking to a child. I don't know how you want me to get these very philosophical.
Now, you liked Inception. You like Forrest Gump. Those were way more thinking than Sahara. All right. Could this movie still be made today?
Yeah.
Right.
But they were so mean to Ava.
They were so mean to Ava?
Dr. Ava.
Who was?
They kept saying that you throw like a girl.
They busted out you throw like a girl.
It smells like misogyny in here.
He says, you don't throw like a girl, do you? Like when she was throwing the grenades, right?
Uh-huh.
And then later on he says, but you do throw like a girl, and started like teasing her about it. All right, I see.
Also, I don't know who said this, but I wrote it down. Someone said, it would be a shame to fall out because of a woman.
Like, why? That's true, because Eve captures Ava and tells Kazim that she's dead.
Oh.
He doesn't want to turn her into Kazim. So he sends over Dirk and Al, but Ava stays with him.
Uh-huh.
And I wonder, like, was he thinking, like, he's going to keep her in there, like, she's going to go, oh, thank you for saving me. Let's make out. Like, I don't know what he was thinking.
What was going on there?
Yeah, because she's evidence, right? She's going to know something went wrong.
And, like, she's a doctor. She's smart. She'll be able to get out. She can, like, call people. She'll, like, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. Or he thought he was just going to kill her later by himself. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
Just throw her out of the plane
throw her
real
out of the
quick.
helicopter, yeah. I don't know. Anything else?
Oh, I loved how the whole time, because one of my pet peeves about movies is that they'll have, like, a girl in the movie who with, like, long hair, and then, like, throughout the whole movie, her hair is, like, perfect the whole time.
Okay.
But her hair wasn't perfect. It was, like, messy when there were action, and, like, it was crazy. And I liked that, because, like, it seemed more realistic.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
And it seemed like she was up to more adventure.
Yeah, I think so, too. Actually, she saves Dirk in one movie. When she comes out of the well, she shoots one of the people who was going to kill Dirk, so she got in on the action, too.
Yeah, she was in a lot of the action, so I felt like she was more a part of the movie than just kind of, like, thrown in there.
Yeah. I think what you need to do is watch, like, a Tomb Raider movie where you have, like, a female action star or something like that, where maybe you'd be more into that.
I just feel like all these movies, the cookie cutter character, there's a guy, and then there's the best friend, and then there's the girl thrown in on the side.
Yeah. She had a big role, though. She had an important role.
Well, no, this one I liked because she was actually important. But I'm saying, like, a lot of movies, that's like the cookie cutter. The guy, the best friend, and then the girl's, like, somewhere else.
Yeah. She's just there to be there.
Yeah, but, like, she actually had a role in this, and she was, like, in the adventures.
And she was fearless, right?
Yeah.
She wanted to go into Molly, even though it was dangerous, but she didn't care. She wanted to help people, so.
So I thought she was a cool character.
I agree with you. I agree. All right. Does it pass the Bechdel test?
No.
Hard no, huh?
Hard no.
I don't think it passes. Anyways, Bechdel test is a test to check for a female representation in movies. There are 3 criteria. First criteria is, are there 2 named females in the movie?
I don't think so.
I'm trying to think of another female in the movie.
There's Dr. Eva, and that's it.
That's it. So last week we watched Mission Impossible. It passed 1 of the 3 criteria.
Uh-huh.
This one didn't even pass the first one.
No, and that's so sad.
That is really sad. Second criteria is, do they talk to each other? Can't talk to each other if it's only one character. And third criteria is, do you talk to each other about anything other than a man?
There's
Obviously,
only men.
There's only men in the movie, so everybody only talked about men, other than Dr. Eva.
It's sad. They have, like, one good character, and then they're like, we don't need anyone else.
Even all the sick people were men.
Yeah.
Yeah. They like, we don't need any females in this movie except for Penelope Cruz. That's it. We just hire one female and that's all.
I know. It's almost like, but, like, she's adventurous, so it's okay. Like, I feel like that's what their thought was almost.
I guess. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Like, she's a doctor. They don't need other women in this movie.
And she's a Latina doctor, right? You're like, yeah, we're hitting representation, right?
Woo, she's going on adventures.
It's awesome. And now we're like, and that's it.
That's
can we have a second female? No. Slow down. Just one at a time.
We got one.
We got one. Come on now. We don't have the budget for 2.
Whoa, slow your roll there, Jim.
Yeah, I know. This is what, 2000, what movie year did it came out? The movie came out, 1996. 1996, come on, man. We can only do one female in a movie at a time.
Yeah, baby steps.
Baby steps. All right, anything else?
No.
Thank you for tuning in to Papi Approved Movies.
If you like this episode, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on your favorite podcast app.
We put out an episode every Monday. If you want to suggest a movie for us to watch and critique,
email us at papiapprovedmovies@gmail.com.
That's papiapprovedmovies@gmail.com. No spaces, no caps.
We'll try our best to get to your suggestion.
And remember, it has to be PG-13.
Next week, we're watching Ferris Bueller's Day Off, so I hope you join us.
I'm Papi.
And I'm Natalie.
See you next time.
Bye!